Hello everyone. What I have here is a storage shed. It's actually only for sale in Costco. I got this when Costco online had it for sale for I think a little over $700. And our old shed was blown away by Hurricane Irma last year, so I needed a replacement. And this seems to be a good replacement, and it's fairly affordable because any other kind of shed that you do, custom or whatever, it's going to cost upwards of $2,000 to $3,000 at least. This is a do-it-yourself, so basically it's made of resin plastics, a resin, that's what you call it, and it's kind of mimicking the wood texture that you see on some of the some of the other sheds, and it's made in Israel by the company called Keter. I think they are exclusively making outdoor equipments for a lot of purposes. So the reason I got this shed is because it's comparable in size and quantity to some of the other sheds that's available in the local hardware stores, and it's slightly bigger, just because the design is a little more interesting than a traditional shed, because they have that little opening window on the top and of course the exhaust on the side. I just got this delivered in the morning, so it's super heavy. It needs 2 people or at least 4 people to carry it around. And our shed is all the way in the backyard, so I'm gonna be carrying partial pieces, little by little, and move it to the backyard and then start building the shed. So I'm gonna update I'm gonna update this video for you guys as I progress on. But if you want to just watch a regular installation video, I think Keter have it on their YouTube website. Basically that's how you install the entire shed, which I actually watched a few times because I was getting ready to install this shed. So okay, so let's get started. So this is my shed area. Right over here you can see the old shed and the old base that I removed. The new shed, of course, doesn't require a installation of the cement base, so I'm just going to be putting it right over there. Again, before you install any shed, check with your local ordinances on necessary steps to take in order to have a shed installed in your backyard. Okay, so again, I'm going to be using the available space over here to build the shed, and then just move it over there all the way to the back. So I finished installing the Keter 7x7 Artisan utility shed, and I have to say I'm super impressed by the build quality of the Keter shed. Again, this is a 7 foot by 7 foot, and something I did want to let you guys know is that make sure when you install a shed, you install it on an perfectly even, ground. Otherwise, you're gonna be having to do something like me, which is using some of the wood board to make sure that the edges are even. So my ground over here, it's actually slanted in two ways, so it made the installation a little bit harder. Now granted, even though the instruction manual says, to make sure that when you put the panel up, the top of the panel is supposed to be lined up, but I had a few panels that's not lined up. It turned out I was still able to put the roof on. There was like about this much of a gap while I was installing the shed, and but it did install just fine. Also, make sure, because it's a 7x7 foot shed, I measured my area between the tree over there and on my wall. I indeed have 7 foot of the distance, but the shed base is actually slightly larger, so I have to move the shed forward a little more. But on this side is tricky because at the very end you need to actually secure the shed, top of the shed, to the base, use a few long screws, and I wasn't able to do that because this area is too small for me to go in and secure the panel to the base. But other than that, the shed worked beautifully. It's easy to assemble. The instruction is very clear, so all I did was follow the instructions. And another thing is, the only time that you need two person for the job is probably doing the roof and putting the door on the frame, and then screw the door in. That's the only part that you need two people. The rest I did it all by myself. And I really love the design of this shed compared to some other offerings from the domestic companies like a Rubbermaid, and this just looks so much more modern. And it had a very nice looking plexiglass window on the top, like all the way around, and then it had a very nicely hidden ventilated hall on two sides over there. The roof is one slanted down roof, and this is much better compared to the gables roof that you see in a lot of other American built shed or American made shed. This makes the rainwater goes down on the other side. It doesn't come forward when it rains, and I live in Florida, so it rains a lot, so this is an excellent design for Florida. The shed is mostly plastic, but it's reinforced by metal, especially the around the door area, and it had a very nice locking mechanism compared to some of the other review I've read for American shed. The front door is really crappy on all those shed, but this one, the door is still reinforced all around. So if you want to put some valuables in there and then lock the door, it's all steel. Nobody's gonna open this as easy as they thought, because look at that, it's got some nice metal rods on one side, and this side is metal all around, and then locks to a metal base. And the rest of the shed also metal reinforced on three sides, and then on the top over there, and then there are some metal parts, I think. Yeah, so those are all the metal parts. The rest is all plastic. Once you finish building it and put the metal racks in, it's super sturdy. Like, I don't have any issue at all putting the shed together, except when you do the installation. This is something I want to share. Make sure if you use an electric drill, you do not over tighten the screws, especially on the plastic panels. There are a lot of screws to tighten all around. Do not over tighten them. Like, set your torque setting to lowest with your hand hand screwdriver and then hand tighten at the end, because those screws are super easy to strip, because you're basically just screwing those onto plastic panels. So that is definitely one thing you need to be careful of. And electric drill helps a lot, because there are hundreds of screws that you need to screw in. So get an electric drill with adjustable torque setting, and then keep the torque really low, and then at the end just hand tighten each screw. A couple of screws that you have to use a lot of force to tighten are the door hinge screws and some of the screws on door frame. Those are like very tight. You might need to change your torque setting on the electric drive and then just torque it in and then tighten it by hand. Now in terms of storage area, a 7x7 you can store a lot of stuff, and I already had a 5-roof 4-shelf 4-shelf unit right in here. I bought it from Home Depot for like I think $60 some, and it already hold quite a lot of the stuff. I do not want to use the shelving thing they provided in the kit, because you're gonna be screwing onto the plastic panel. Again, this panel is not good for holding stuff, so I would highly recommend just get the shelving unit, because I'm planning on getting a second one and then put some of the stuff on the shelving unit. But other than that, very well designed. Like the door fits super nicely, even though, as I mentioned before, like, you know, my base is not, you know, it's not perfectly level even, but it still fits nicely. And when you close the door, and this locking mechanism is absolutely beautiful, fantastic. Look around, and what I love is the window area. So if I go inside and I close the door, well, I don't close myself inside, but you have some really nice sunlight coming in from you know, around the top roof area. The roof is actually 3 panels, very nicely built roof. You secure it to those metal base right over here. Those are all metal, and it's very sturdy. I don't think anything's gonna happen to this. My old shed, which was a metal shed, got blown away by Hurricane Irma last year, and this shed have much better build quality even than compared to the metal shed. And I think the best thing is the price for this shed. When it's on sale, it's $700 some. It's I would price this shed close to like over $1,000, and definitely a good buy. So if you have a Costco around, or even if you don't have a Costco around, and you're looking for a utility shed around 7 foot by 7 foot, get this shed. It's a no-brainer. It's super easy. Again, I'm not paid by the company to say those, only because I loved the design of this shed. So if you guys have any questions about this shed, Keter 7x7 Artisan from the Costco, feel free to ask me in the comment section. And okay, one last thing I forgot to mention is that customer service from Keter, also superb. It arrived with one damaged panel, one of the side panel over here. I called them on the Saturday, and I got a delivered replacement part in 4 days. I think I got it on Wednesday. So they're super responsive about, you know, getting replacement parts shipped to you. So if you have damaged parts, just give them a call. They ship it to you super quick. Okay, I'll show you the damaged part. So this is one of the panel, and the bottom area is damaged right over here, which, I mean, it's not gonna affect the use because it's gonna be hidden down the bottom, and you can use some foam to fill it up, but they give you a replacement right away, so that's something great. Kudos to them. And I think this company is an Israel company, so the shed is made in Israel and shipped over here. Yeah, overall great shed. Another thing about installation is make sure you don't do the mistake of me by not leaving enough space. Like right here, it's a little pushing. Like I would prefer this tree to be a little further away, because when the wind blows, you know, it's gonna push the shed somehow a little bit, and hopefully it's gonna hold it there, because there are some metal reinforcement parts down there. So Oops, I think. And talking about one-man installation, what I did for holding down the roof is using a heavy tool. Just put it on the roof, and then you can screw the screw from the inside to secure the roof to the metal shelving. But that's what I did. And I'm gonna take my toolbox down. Oh, leave it in the shed. And this is my brochure hammer drill, which is used to take down the old CBS block right over here where the old shed is. You can see the size difference between the old one and the new one. So there you have it. If you guys have any questions, again, feel free to ask me in the comment section. Otherwise, hope you find this video useful. And thanks again, and take care.